I was driving through Brookings and saw that Carrie A. Cool had popped up a little store on Main Street. And I thought, you know, I need to take Carrie out for a beer and maybe talk about joining forces instead of competing in a small town, and come to Brookings and open a store together. And that's just what we did. We had beers together and the Hitch story was born.
I found out that I really enjoyed doing the print side of things a little bit more than motion graphics. And so I decided to go part-time at Daktronics and kind of see where my freelance business would take me. And I opened up a small shop, I guess it was more like a shelf in someone else's shop, and posted my stationery, and a couple months later, literally, I got an email from Renee. So we went to a really nerdy paper conference called Stationery Academy together. Shortly after we decided to start our business together. And while we were there, again, magically over beers, we sat down and decided to think of a name for our business. And we were throwing out all kinds of different things, and Hitch was one of them, but we didn't land on that right away. We kind of had a whole bunch of other options as well, but we kept coming back to Hitch.
And we thought it was a good fit because for three reasons, really. One, we literally hitched our businesses together to make Hitch Design Studio. Two, when couples get married, they get hitched. And three, when we work with corporate customers or business customers, we hitch their ideas with our talents. So we really are, it's a true fitting name, Hitch Design Studio for us.
Well, we both went to SDSU, and I, working at Daktronics, just kind of stuck here. My husband was here. We got a house. We just love being in Brookings. The community, the sense of a larger town that feels a little bit small, I think really drew us to Brookings, and we wanted to stay.
Yeah, and for me, I graduated from SDSU and my roots are still here. I made a lot of connections that still remain in Brookings, and although I went to Sioux Falls for 8.5 years, when I came back it was like so welcoming. It was like some things hadn't changed and some things had changed so much, which makes Brookings this growing, thriving community.
My primary focus here is the graphic design portion of our business. I work a lot on logos, websites, business cards, anything a small business might need. I also do a little bit of the wedding side with Renee. I work on some stationery sometimes. And then the other part of my passion is our retail. Renee and I sit down and literally thumb through our vendors' catalogs and hand pick and curate the whole retail section of our store. Is things that we love and things that we want to bring to Brookings that we think people will love too. One of my absolute favorite projects that I was able to work on from the very beginning and still currently work on is Wooden Legs Brewing Company. I worked with Seth and the guys on their logos, for not only for their business but also their flagship beers. And I've had the opportunity to work on their website and a few other projects as well. I can truly say that that is one project where I learned that having customers like them makes you feel more a part of the team, part of their family, than actually someone that they hire to do work. And that is something I latched onto quickly, and I knew that that is something that I wanted to find in other customers, that I wanted to be a part of their team, and I wanted them to feel like they were a part of our family as well.
I like to think of Hitch as having 4 walls that really hold up our business. The first one being wedding invitations, so wedding stationery like programs, save the dates, invitations, thank you notes. The second wall is wedding planning and event planning. We do events for businesses, but we also plan and decorate weddings for some of the brides we work with. The third wall is our logos, websites, corporate graphic design. And our fourth wall is the retail section, which is one of my favorites. But my role here at Hitch is very much the first two, wedding invitations and wedding planning, to make your whole day cohesive. I love meeting with brides. I think I'm very much a people person. I love to talk with them like they are one of my best friends. I listen. I love when their eyes light up when they talk about their wedding day. They're surrounded by the people they love. and they're just telling me all about it, and then my wheels start turning because I know how to make this happen for them. So as I'm listening and I'm learning more about their characteristics and their personalities and them as a couple, that's the piece I love to bring out in their wedding. Whether it's a small piece of their wedding invitations or something fun on their wedding day because I'm decorating for it, that is my favorite part. Also, probably my favorite moment ever from decorating at a wedding was kind of seeing like the behind the scenes moments with the couple when they're not in front of the camera, no one's watching, they were just out in the lobby. It was right before they walked into their whole reception, and they just started slow dancing together, and it just made me like smile and truly know these two will last forever. And that is what I love about being the wedding planner, is kind of seeing the behind the scenes pieces of a wedding as well. One of the most interesting things that ever happened to me at a wedding was they were from India, so it was an Indian American wedding. And they were supposed to get married outside in their backyard, and at an Indian wedding, you start a fire and you walk around the fire as part of your vows. Well, of course, it started to downpour, just a torrential downpour. So after some quick thinking, we moved them all indoors to the reception area. We changed the reception into a ceremony, and we had their ceremony indoors instead. But along with the ceremony still came that lit fire. So we had a very contained but a lit fire in the wedding venue for over 45 minutes. And I don't think anyone would have known any different, but here we are with fans in the background. We tried opening windows. I sent one of the staff back to the store to go get some fans out of the basement. So we had multiple fans going just so the room wouldn't get so smoky or filled with smoke. We wanted everyone to have a good view of the ceremony. The other interesting part of that wedding about how it ended is that they didn't necessarily have a DJ because they played Indian music, and part of the gift to the couple was that the women did a dance for the couple. And what do you know? They pulled the wedding planner up on stage and got video of me dancing as well.
We honestly did not know what was going to happen. I think we went into starting Hitch very, very intelligently and cautiously. And I could not be more excited about where we are today, a year later. I think that the Brookings community has been very supportive. Our brides have been amazing, and the small businesses in town, I think, are getting to know us and are seeing maybe some of the work that we can do, and they're excited about us. Hitch is our dream. This is our absolute passion. And to be able to do that every day, I don't know that there's necessarily one thing that could make that day horrible. When you sit down and think about it, you know that this is my passion.